Well, welcome to the MealPro cooking channel. If you're just tuning in to us, I'm Chef Dan Cattaneo. I'm a culinary instructor here at MealPro. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about sausage making. So you ever said to yourself, gosh, I'd like to learn how to make my own sausage. It's not really difficult to do. All you really have to do is have the right kind of equipment, the right kind of spices and seasonings. And it's so awesome is because you could take your meat product like your venison, your pork, your combination of pork and beef, chicken and beef, chicken and pork, and mix them together to make that sausage. So it's not really a difficult thing to do. A lot of the butchers in the past have used those pieces of meat, extra added pieces of meat, and created sausages with it, hot dogs with it. So that's where it actually originated from. And without any further ado, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So here I have some pieces of meat that I have in real small dice because I'm going to put it through this small little hopper in here. But you could use like top round. A good thing tip is to make sure that your meat is nice and cold and it's not room temperature, because the colder it is, the better it's going to go through your hopper, the better you could mix your seasonings in with it. So I'm going to take the meat that I have diced up, okay, and I'm going to just put it at the top of my pan here in the hopper. Okay, and it's going to go right in there. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to put it in through the hopper and make sure there's some in there first before I turn it on. And then of course I have that little plug here. It's going to go through, and I'm just going to turn that on. And it's going to go through the hopper into a fine grind. Okay, see how it's coming out, this fine grind. Right, so I'm going to clean that off here a little bit. The blade. Okay, then I have my meat here. Okay, so the next thing that I have with this ground meat, or the meat that went through the hopper, are my seasoning spices, okay? So I could probably get about maybe 2 sausages out of this one here, making this sausage. So I have my meat here that I have that's went through the fine grind. And then I'm going to add my seasoning mix. Okay, so I have a little bit of onion powder. So I'm going to add about maybe a good ½ teaspoon of onion powder. Set that aside. Of course, I add a little bit of like some some garlic powder. And then I add some onion powder. So I'm making this more leaning toward the Italian. And then I have some fennel seed that I'm going to add into this meat here, some fennel seed. Okay, and then I also add, for binding purposes, I add some flour, which is a rice flour, okay? Or I'll add arrowroot. I'll go half and half. And I'm going to add like maybe a ½ teaspoon of that inside of my meat mixture. Okay, and then I have here some dried Italian seasonings. So you could do whatever you want to do on your seasonings. Some dried Italian parsley. And then I have also some powdered sweet basil. So at this point, you have all your seasoning that's right in your pan, right? Simple and easy. And then we're just going to mix that all up. Mix it all up. And that's why it's good to get some gloves, right? Then at this point, too, if you wanted to make this like a hamburger patty, you could do that. Or you could also make it a meatloaf if you wanted to do that. But in this case, we're going to turn this into sausages, right? Okay, so pretty much it's blended. It's all blended together, all the seasoning mix. So I have a ½ cup measurement. So I'm going to take this ½ cup measurement and I'm just going to fill it to the brim with this ½ cup, right? Just press that down, because that's going to equal one of my sausages, right? And then what I have here is I have a sheet of clear wrap that I have on my cutting board here. And then I'm just going to take and tap it out of my cup, okay? And then I'm going to take it after I tap it out of my cup, and I'm just going to put it right down on my clear wrap, and then I'm going to start to shape it. Okay, so I'm going to shape it like my sausage. So you want a larger, thicker sausage. I like using it a little more on the thin side because it lays down real nice on a pasta dish, right? So it's so simple to do. And then at this point too, you take and you fold it over, right? And then you could roll it. Now at this point, you could take your soil gloves off and toss them aside. Okay, because you did all your mixing with your sausages. All right, so then you just shape it, right? Shape it up for your sausage making, all the way up and around. Not hard, just enough to give it a nice round sausage look. Okay. Okay, and then I twist both ends like that. And sometimes if you pick it up and then just spin it like that, it tightens it up as well too, right? All right, so there we have our first sausage, but that's basically it. Look at there, a beautiful handmade sausage, right? Just for your liking. So tune in to us. Don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for us too in the for MealPro, and I'll see you next time. Arrivederci.